to get you some answers, Amelia.
Thanks, Susie. Yeah, it's Nikki, our health correspondent, who's going to supply the answers this evening. Nikki, lots of people looking ahead to what they might be able to do and when. So if we can start with some of those. Margaret from Colchester, you ask, when will I be allowed to travel in my car out of my local area to visit and walk with my sister? And Margaret, your sister lives 15 miles away.
Yeah, at the moment the rules are a bit sketchy. We're hoping for a bit more clarification maybe nearer the time. But at the moment, March the 29th is the date when the strict stay-at-home rule ends. So she can, technically speaking, go and visit her sister on the 29th of March. However, the guidelines also state that you should minimise travel if possible. So she shouldn't really be going backwards and forwards there. It should be minimal.
Right, so I'm not sure you're going to be able to answer yes or no to this next question. It's from Barbara. Your daughter is 55 miles away. Now, would Barbara be allowed to visit if we stay outside 55 miles? 55
miles away isn't really local, and the guidelines do say that you should stay local where possible. You should also minimise travel. But from the 29th of March, they can't make you stay at home. So she could go and visit her sister 55 miles away, as long as she knows that when she does go, she has to stay outside, even if it's pouring with rain, and she wouldn't be able to go inside, even to go to the toilet.
We're back to that sort of question in a previous lockdown, what is local, aren't we? Yeah. Jill from Norwich, thanks for your email, Jill. You describe yourself as elderly and living alone. Jill wants to know, right, mid-April, can her daughter visit from Somerset? Obviously not local, but we're talking mid-April.
Yeah, so up until the 12th of April, you can't stay overnight. On the 12th of April, that changes. You can then stay overnight. So that would be the date. However, I must just point out that the roadmap is not set in stone. The government does have to approve things, so they might change their mind. It depends on a number of conditions being met, for instance, how the vaccination programme's going, hospital admissions, hospital deaths.
OK, Gordon from Snettisham. Gordon and your wife, both of you been vaccinated 2nd of January. Gordon is just looking in between the email here. Basically, Gordon wants to know what about the date for the second dose, because he wasn't told at the first dose when that would be.
Yeah, that's right. Now, it should be 12 weeks after the first vaccination, but I do know some people that are having to wait a bit longer than that. Now, 1 or 2 weeks over that 12-week period probably isn't going to do any harm. However, if it goes much over that, you probably should contact your GP to find out what's happening.
OK, I think we've got time to squeeze one more in. A question from Prue here. How are all the millions who have had one vaccination going to be fitted in for a second one? Prue, you say it seems an impossible task while also keeping up the numbers for that first vaccination. How's it going to work?
That's right. Well, vaccine supply next week is due to double compared to the first week of the month. And that's because we've got a lot more supply of AstraZeneca vaccine coming in. And then gradually more vaccines will become available as well. So actually, they're expected to get to the over 50s by the end of March, which is 2 weeks early. GP surgeries at the moment are saying they can deal with it as long as they get the supply.
Nikki, thank you very much. Back to you then, Susie.
Amelia, thank you very much. At first, it just looked like big bits of timber